The other question was, and this person didn't want to put it in the public comments, they were diagnosed with cholestasis early, so I'll try and keep it vaguish. So I'll tell you it's between 17 and 20 weeks. They had bile acids that initially went over 100, so seemed to help, but then the bile acid rose again and the ALT went over 500. They tried rifampicin, but eventually had what they call I'm not quite sure what a semi-emergency C-section is, but they ended up with a C-section at 33 plus 4. And they go on to say they know they're so lucky. Their little boy did brilliantly, had to go to SCABU, but did fantastically. They'd love another baby, but she's really, really worried about, can she cope and face ICP again? And she says, I know it's very likely I'll suffer again. Is there research, and we get asked this a lot, is there research that it could be worse? And then the GP told her that she's also been advised that by the GP that it could be earlier onset. So she's asking any advice for second pregnancy.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. And I really, really wish I could give you a definite answer one way or another. I think if you look through the literature, you'll find one small paper here or there that seems to suggest if you have early onset in one pregnancy, you're more likely to have it recur, but then another paper won't find that. And I don't think there's consensus. So I think you can search through the literature and find things that are more suggestive. I think if you've had genetic testing, because sort of ICP support has recruited a lot of women towards a big study where we've been able to do that. We haven't really done it, but that's been Pete. But if you're known to have a genetic change, then I would say that makes it easier to be more certain it's more likely to recur. But it's so difficult because I have seen women who've had severe early onset disease who haven't had it the next time round and have spent the whole of their second pregnancy literally on tenterhooks. And as a doctor, I've spent the whole of their second pregnancy asking them, are you itching yet? Are you itching? You know, and it is it's really difficult to give definite advice, and it's such a hard decision to make. I hope that we will have new treatments developed in the next 5 to 10 years, but 5 to 10 years within, you know, your fertile period is quite a long period of time to wait. So I don't think there's anything that I can yet predict is going to be on the market that we can say will help you soon. I think it will be there, and I think part of that she's going to just have to think about, you know, how old she is, what she wants, how she could cope. If she does have you know, thoughts about it and she wants to talk to her hospital, I would recommend she has pre-pregnancy counselling, because even then just having the continuity of speaking to somebody and knowing how your care would be managed, I think that's really helpful. Having a really clear plan from a consultant before you're going into a pregnancy to say, if this person turns up at 8 weeks, do not argue with them that they don't have ICP, test their bile acids. You know, having that really nicely written out before you get pregnant would be helpful. Even if she isn't going to get pregnant, it might be useful for her to have that consultation to know what's available to her. It highlights the fact that we need better results and better data, and I hope that we will use this massive research project that you've been helping with, a lot of the ICP support women have been helping with. I hope that we do get some better answers so that I can give you those recurrence risks. But I'm not going to make something up. I think it's better to say, I'm sorry, I really am sorry, but I can't tell you yes or no, or really give you a good prediction.